Welcome to the Land Doctor's latest listing, Buck Creek Ranch. Buck Creek Ranch is located a little over 12 miles southeast of Ada, Oklahoma, 100 miles from OKC, 130 miles from Tulsa, and 145 miles from Dallas. It's located on a county-maintained gravel road just 1 mile away from a paved highway, and the 3/4 of a mile of southern boundary of the ranch adjoins a county road, and the ranch also features a 1/4 mile of road frontage on the southern part of its western boundary. In terms of improvement, the boundary fences are in good condition, and there's also a nice shop building and a small cabin near the gated entry. There are no cross fences on the property, but it appears that the cattle are content to stay south of Buck Creek in this pasture area. There's a 1-acre pond near the entry and another near the southwest corner of the ranch, so in short, it has all the necessary improvements for 2 or 3 people to stay while hunting, to store ATVs and supplies, and also keep in a small herd of cattle. Although the improvements are nice, that's not really what makes this place special. At the Land Doctors, we've looked at a lot of land over the past decade. Each place is unique, and in some cases there's something about a place that really jumps out at us. In the case of Buck Creek Ranch, it's the wildlife. Although the quality of wildlife we see is excellent, it's the visibility of wildlife that's so impressive. If it had just happened once or twice, we might think that it was a fluke, but we've actually leased this property for ourselves a few years ago, and we can tell you from experience that it's an exceedingly rare trip to the property that you don't see multiple game species. It's almost expected that we'll see a herd of deer, a sounder of hogs, or a flock of turkeys as we loop around the west boundary, head up the long lane, and turn to go across the creek. Once we get to the lake, there are always ducks and geese, and in the summer, the wood ducks are constantly zipping through to splash down. You'll find resident geese that honk year-round as they paddle around the islands of vegetation, and in the winter, tons of mallards dive-bomb this perfect watershed full of flooded timber and shallow vegetated flats. Plus, the water's clear enough that even after a 6-inch rain, you can see bass patrolling the weed beds picking off unsuspecting perch and minnows. Speaking of perch, huge schools bust out near the edge of the lake when you walk by, and you'll find thousands of minnows that make the water shimmer as they dash for deeper cover. Maybe it's the combination of pecan trees over clover pasture, mature oaks along the 1.7 miles of Buck Creek, and a lake that was built almost 100 years ago that make this place so attractive to wildlife. What we do know is that it's a joy to be on this property, and that every time we cross Buck Creek on the ATV bridge, you can feel the anticipation. On the subject of the lake, this is the first property we've ever listed that was built long ago by the railroad to serve as a watering location for steam locomotives. We've discovered the secret to this property may be that the lake until a few years ago had a breach in the dam that had lowered the water level significantly to the point that it was practically just a large wetland. The current seller repaired the dam and has increased the depth of the lake dramatically. Previous growths of cattails, scrub trees, grassy humps, and a peninsula of hardwoods that grew in the dry portion of the lake bed are now flooded or submerged in tea-colored water. This flooded vegetation is now fantastic habitat for both fish and waterfowl, if you think about it as a miniature Lake Okeechobee. In addition to the lake, there are 2 ponds, each about 1 acre in size. The seller has stocked all the ponds with fish, and the passage of time will only make them better fisheries than they are today. For more information or to schedule a showing, please call Sean Childress at area code 580-320-5791. Check out this and all of other beautiful listings at landdoctors.com, or drop Sean a line at sean@landdoctors.com. The Land Doctors, selling beautiful land and creating custom ranches.